In this video, we'll be discussing do looks fade? The answer is it depends. Looks are a compounding factor, meaning that the better looking you are, the better your life is going to be. And part of that life experience is age. So the better looking you are, the better you're going to age. Meaning that if you're attractive, if you're a Chad aura, Chad light, you're a good-looking male in your 20s, you're probably going to be a good-looking male. Your 30s, you probably could be a good-looking man in your 40s, and you're probably going to be a good-looking man in your 50s on. The other hand, if you're a sub-5 or low-tiered normie, you're unattractive in your 20s, it's highly likely you're going to be unattractive in your 30s, you're going to be unattractive in your 40s, and you're going to be even worse in your 50s. So it's a compounding factor, and this is why it looks maxing is so critical. It's so important because it affects your entire life. From the age that you're born, teenage years into the age you die, your looks matter. It looks matter a lot more than the mainstream tells you. This is why I speak so much about looks on my channels, because I want to educate the next generation of men who are coming up in the world, not to be lied to understand the truth of luxism, to understand the truth that looks maxing, to understand the truth of dating and relationships. Looks matter and looks do not fade. Obviously, if you're doing drugs or, a Chad who's doing coke or cocaine, obviously your looks are gonna, become damaged, or you're gonna hurt your looks. Max and potential no greatly button the average. The better looking you are, the better looking you're going to be in the future, okay? Just basic mathematics. And even a true Chad, true Chad can, you can drink every weekend, he can smoke weed, you can do drugs, and he's still gonna look better than a sub-5 or normie, who's living a perfect lifestyle. The blueprint will teach you, you need to focus on your health, focus on your lifestyle, gym, diet, fitness. That stuff matters, but there's upper limit to those things. You can't just focus on those things without acknowledging the genetic aspect of it. And some people just better looking than other people. Some people just going to age better than other people, and it has to be accepted. Now it's about acceptance. It's about understanding where you are, what's your PSL, and having realistic expectations. That's what the black people teaches, is realistic expectations. It's not going to lie to you. It's not going to fabricate anything. It's not going to lead you off a cliff. It's going to tell you this is what you look like. This is your PSL. This is the woman you're most likely to attract, if any. And this is how you can respond to it. It's not going to sell you snake oil. It's not going to sell, a bunch of strategies, a bunch of methods and techniques to, attract more women. It's not going to do those things. It's going to teach you, psychology, what women want, what women desire, and what women go for. So in general, looks don't fade. How you look today is most likely how you're going to look tomorrow. Add a few more wink wrinkles and a few gray hairs, maybe some bags in your eyes. But it doesn't matter for a Chad aura, Chad light, a Chad or Chad light who's in his 40s and 50s. He's still gonna slay. He's still gonna pull women, and he's gonna have the memories. He's gonna have the validation. He's gonna have the women submitting to him. That's going to boost his confidence. Understand, guys, that when men are in their 40s and 50s, they're still poor women. The woman may be older. The woman may be, have more gray hairs just like him, but they're still a Chad. He's just an older Chad. He's still gonna pull the Stacy. He's just older Stacy, so looks don't fade for the Chat, or Chat light, if anything. They get better with experience, to get better with time. They age like fine wine. The sub-5 has no shot. He's gonna age like a potato. He's gonna age like trash. That's why it looks maxing is the only solution. That's why, guys, you have to focus on the looks element. So early in life, you have to focus on ascending solely in life. Don't focus on money. Don't focus on personality. Don't focus on game and charisma. Don't focus on being a provider. just want to take care of a family. Don't do those things. You need to be laser focused on the looks. The looks are so important. They look so critical. The looks about indoor, be or for this life. So obviously, yes, do what you have to do. Supplements, hard supplements like steroids, testosterone surgery, legally surgery, face of surgery, teeth surgery, white teeth. Do what you have to do to ascend to improve your PSL. Every little improvement in PSL matters is like night and day. Going from a normie of 5 PSL through 6 PSL to 7 people. So this night and day, the treatment is night and day. The improvement of your life is night and day. Your social circle. Improvement is night and day, the way people interact with you, the way women laugh with you, the way women, approach you, the way women give you their numbers, just night and day. That little investment that you put into your looks is going to pay off tremendously, tremendously. And it's something that the vast majority of guys can do. It just takes waking up to the lies it takes. Waking up to the truth in this dance, it takes understanding female nature, understanding human nature, understanding psychology of what people go for, what people are attracted to, what people love to interact with. It's the looks don't fade, even for a woman, even for a woman who's post-war now. Once a woman hits, 35 years old and 30 years old, in their 30s, somewhere in her 30s, she's post-war, she doesn't have the looks that she once has, her skin's starting to sag, she doesn't have the body frame she once had, her skin isn't as vibrant as it once was, but still, she's still gonna attract men, she's still gonna, be able to sleep with the Chads and the Chad lights of the world, because ultimately guys don't care, guys, this was sexual creatures, women are sexual creatures, and ultimately if a woman is throwing us herbity, we're going to take it. So women can always get laid. So even when women looks start to fade, when they're post-wall, they're still going to get laid. They're still going to have dozens and dozens of male options, sending them DMS, throwing themselves at the woman. On the other hand, the sub-5 and the normies, they don't have that best case scenario for normie or subway. Is you going to be a beta male provider? Best case scenario. You're going to find a 35-year-old woman. You're going to settle it down with her now. You're not going to know her past. That she's been ran through by the Chad and her looks are starting to fade. She's on the decline. But that's the best most sub-vibes and normies can get. And that's the blue pill. That's even their pill. That's what a lot of the dating coaches and these women are selling the men who says, hey, just be a nice guy and, be nice to women and have a good personality, be a good provider, have a decent job, and women are going to find you attractive. Women are going to throw their bodies at you. Women are going to ultimately, be wanting to start a family with you, and it sounds good, but you have to understand the psychology of what that woman is thinking. You weren't her first choice. She didn't see you as great material. She didn't see you as something that she wanted to commit her entire life to until she was post-wall, until her look started to fade, until she was on the decline. And that's something that, a lot of guys have to accept. A lot of guys have to deal with. And it's something that, a lot of men have to swallow. Some guys go to the escort route. Some guys pay for women, because they go to the brothels or prostitution or whatever the case may be. Some guys, they go to marriage route. Well, they figure, hey, I'm just going to work in tech. I'm going to find a woman who's in her 30s. I'm going to settle down with her, the chat and the chat light. They don't have to make those decisions. The tread in the chat, like they have the options, just like the women do. They can sleep with whoever they want. They don't have to worry about going to the gym. They don't have to worry about gym, maxing lifestyle, maxing health, maxing diet, and they don't have to do any of that stuff. They have the looks the women want. They wake up with the looks. They go to sleep with the looks. They can go to the bars. They can smoke weed. They can do drugs, and they're still gonna have the looks. Obviously, like I said earlier, you can't be doing heroin or, fentanyl and stuff like that. But in general, you just kind of the looks. It's all genetics. You don't have to try too hard. If you have to try too hard, that's a good signal that it's over. If you're trying too hard, if you're going into the club, approaching every woman you see in the club, approaching 100 women having the same pickup line, it's a sign that you just not a chat light, you're trying too hard. Women don't see you as the type of guy that they really want. They see you, they just see you as an average guy, right? The same guy that they see every weekend. The same guy that they hits them with them DMS. They're just average at best. Not to chat or a chat light. It's all the looks. The looks tell all the looks of what we see. The looks of what women go for. The looks of what women attracted to. And that's just how it is. That's how it's always going to be. So when you grow older, when you get older in life, those memories there, rejection, the heartaches, the heartbreaks, the lack of having a girlfriend or significant other is going to carry on with you. And it's going to hinder not only your experience with women, but it's going to hinder your confidence. You can handle your validation. It's going to hinder, the ability to interact with opposite sex. And no, not a lot of men can deal with that. Not a lot of men can get over that. This is why, again, we see men taking care of women, taking care of children who want theirs. They take care of women who do not marry to they get cheated on, divorced, raped, all the stuff that we see on television, that people go through miserable relationships, divorce courts, all because of not having the looks, not having the validation, not being able to sleep with women on command, on demand. That's how the chat has it. It's like Netflix. You're on demand. You have women that should dispose on demand. You open Tinder and you have, 5 to 10 to 20 women throwing themselves at the chat, and he just has the looks. He's tall, he's over 6 foot. Here's the face use, the genetics, here's the body frame that women want, is everything women desire, is everything that women go for. And that's what they go for. That's what they sleep with. That's what they interact with. That's who they love. I mean, you're not going to get love when you're ignoring me, when you're sub 5. I'm not going to get genuine sexual lust. When you're in your 40s and you'll have the looks. And this is where the MILF, that economy came from. The obsession with MILFs is that, women needing post-wall women, they're still somewhat attractive and they're sleeping with somebody. Most likely, they're sleeping with the Chad. They're cheating with the Chad. They're submitting to the Chad while the normie, the sub 5 who has the good job, is paying the bills and he's doing the things that, good providers shall do. But it's just the looks. That's it. And there's nothing you can do about it. Just compounds your entire life. And for some men, they have a beautiful, lovely life. And for some men, their life's miserable. And it's just luck. It's luck of the draw. Oh, who you blame? I don't know. No, blame, the universe, blame the cosmos. No, blame the powers that be, whether you believe in religion or you're anti-religion or you don't believe in God or you believe in God, you blame someone else other than yourself. It's not your fault. That's what I want men to understand, is it's not your fault, You were born into this matrix. You're born into this paradigm. You didn't pick your parents. You didn't pick your genetics. You didn't pick what you look like. You were thrown into it. You're slave toyed. You had no shot, no opportunity. There's nothing you can do other than to look snacks, take every penny you have or obtain in your life and focus on improving your looks. Focus on improving the physical, focus on improving what you can control. And ultimately, all we can control is how aggressively we look, smacks, how aggressively we choose to ascend and become better looking than we are today. Because as we go older, it gets worse. As we go older, our looks are going to decline. We're going to fade. We're going to be even more invisible than we are today, especially if you're a sub-wife or normie or a low terror, normie, you're going to fade. You're going to begging. You're going to be unattractive. You're going to get even less shoes and signals than you get today. So if you want to have a good future, focus on looks, maxing, focus on improving what you can control, which is your looks, ascend, reach your upper limit, and enjoy your life. And for some guys, the upper limit is a 4. The upper limit is the 3, because they just drew the short and the stick. But for other guys, they're 9s and 10s, and they don't have to improve anything. Ultimately, guys, it's just luck. So yes, looks to fade. If you're sub 5, you didn't have a shot anyway. But if you're a good-looking guy, your looks really aren't going to fade at all. You're just going to continue to sleep with the woman you already did before, guys. That's going to be for this video. If you like my content, make sure you subscribe. Until next time, fellas.